Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm trying to get things ready on my bike for a ride tomorrow with Daniel, and we're going to be doing an adventure ride, trying to find a place that we spotted on Google Maps, and it's called the Red Sands area, and we're going to be doing that tomorrow. But that made me know that I have to go in and do an inspection on my bike before we take off on a trip. Any kind of a trip, I take the bike in the day before, and I'll go through everything and make sure everything's right. So this also brought to mind a Facebook post on the CT125 Hunter Cub or Trail site on Facebook. And one of the members on that posted that he was considering buying an extra set of rims and tires for his bike to save the wear and the tear on his off-road tires. And here's the solution. Okay, as you can tell, yes, let me get my air compressor out of the way. As you can tell, yes, I've already purchased an extra set. Here's the problems with buying an extra set. Okay, for one, the person that put these up for sale when he purchased his other set did not include the hub part. And what I'm talking about on the hub part is this part right in here, okay, that holds your rear sprocket and the hub itself. And it has some rubber grommets that fit in between these spaces right here, and it slides together. That's all there is to it. But evidently he needed that for the other set of rims that he purchased. So that left me without those. And then to top it all off, evidently he didn't need the rear rotor. What he needed was the front rotor. So he kept the front rotor, which meant I needed to go out and purchase a new front rotor. So anyhow, after checking with what the Honda ones are going to cost to stay stock with it, it was cheaper for me to buy a complete set of these for the front and the rear. And I purposely put those on my trail tires for the simple fact that if they weren't as good as what the stock ones were, at least the lower speeds wouldn't hinder me as much as the higher speeds was. Come to find out, after I burnt these in, which anytime you replace the rotor or new brake pads or whatever, you really need to go heat them up and break them in. So once I did the heat up on these and broke them in, I'm impressed with these new rotors I got. They're just as good or better than what came on stock. So anyhow, folks, this little video is just strictly to go onto Facebook. It's going to be on my YouTube page, but I did it to put on Facebook. Mr. Spandell, you know what the question that you were asking on this, and this is the deal. Those cost me 5,000 Thai baht, which is somewhere around $175. I had to put another, oh, was it 500 baht? So another $40, $45 for the rotors. That's what it cost me. And this came with a brand new set of tires and tubes on it. I mean, they had all the rubber, the nipples are still on all the rubber. I put them on just for a little bit and rode them for a little bit, and then Daniel and I decided we wanted to go on the trails again, so I put my trail tires back on. Since then, I bought that really sweet Triumph 900 Street Twin, and I just don't see where I'm going to be using these. So, Mr. Spandell, maybe you ought to just run the knobby tires that you bought, because these V rubbers that I have on here are wearing really, really good. Daniel went and bought a set of IRCs to go on his. We haven't tried the Shinkos yet, but Daniel bought the IRCs, and they're not wearing near as good as my V rubber. And matter of fact, the stock tires that came on your CT125 are IRCs, and they wear out fairly fast too. So evidently IRC just made a lot of soft compounds to get the traction on pavement for their machines, and wear was not something they considered, or evidently they didn't care so much about it. But anyhow, the V rubbers, they don't come up very often on the internet shopping networks here in Thailand, but there is a chance to go ahead and get an extra set of those now, and I think Daniel and I are going to both go ahead and buy an extra set for when these wear out. But as for the stock rims and tires with the street tires on it, I may never put them back on. Okay, hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to y'all later. Yeah, this is good.